Okay, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect. Shalom, Waharakah Kwadash, to the elect, pushing this word of truth and sincerity. Okay, and I just want to harp on this this stream I just had, man. It was beautiful because well, just harp, of course, tell brothers a little bit about the dream I had. I was following this girl. I was going to her house or whatever, because I had left some tools at her house. And on the way to her house, I got jumped by these guys. So, lo and behold, I passed out. Then I woke up in some type of hospital. I'm like, where the hell am I? But it turned out to be some like mental hospital. And I woke up on this this bed where this guy was running tests on me, and the lady on the left, she was doing something on the computer, and the guy was trying to hit me with some serum. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to stop him, but I can't move. So he put the serum in my arm, right? And then he was like, wait, we gotta do this again. So he tried to do it again. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want this in my arm. So then out of nowhere, his arm just kind of like, you could tell it was an angel there, because his arm kind of like just, it moved up so he could put the serum in his own neck. So after that, I'm hyped. I got off the bed, and I'm getting ready to escape. But then I'm thinking, well, if I try to escape, they're gonna try to stop me, and I'm already weak. So I have power. I'm running so fast. I basically have power to make people not to see me. Like, say I'm running past somebody, if I swipe my hands, they won't see me. You know what I'm saying? People try to shoot at me. If I swipe my hands, the bullet moves. The bullets move. And it was kind of spiritual, because the people that was so-called looked at as crazy, they could see me. But then the people that actually worked there, wait, no, I'm trying to remember how it went. I can't remember that part, but just to keep it plain, for the part I do remember is that I had power like that, man. Like, I was able to run quickly. Just to give brothers a quick example, you know what I'm saying? I was able to, like I said, if I swipe my hands, if you're looking straight at me, I could swipe my hands so that you won't even be able to see me, man. It's like I was able to put a veil over your eyes for that quick second while I get past you. If you try to shoot at me, it's kind of like time was slowed down. Yeah, that's a better way to see it, man. It's kind of like time was slowed down to where I was almost like an angel, man. I feel like time was slowed down to where I was like an angel, man. Where I can move quickly. When somebody try to shoot at me, time was moving so slow, I could see the bullets coming at me in slow motion. I would just move them out the way. So, hey, man, that spiritual power was coming, man. And through the scriptures, the Most High said He's gonna lift up a standard. So I'm gonna get that first, because we got spiritual powers on a small level now. As far as faith. Faith is the ultimate spiritual power that you could have, man. Because without faith, you won't make it to the end. So this is Isaiah. No, that's 49. I gotta go to 59. So out here. Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay? So Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to lift up a standard against our enemies, man. Because when you go into the book of Acts, okay, it speaks about, let me see if I can grab it. When you go into the New Testament, the Most High allowed, these naysayers to persecute the prophets, man. Philip in Acts 7 chapter. It was at Philip, I believe. Let me see. This is Acts chapter 7. Oh no, it was Stephen. You know, Stephen was in the book of Acts the 7th chapter. Stephen was rebuking the people as we do, man. You know, so just as times are old, they're gonna look to persecute us, man. You know, hey, even Yahweh Shah said they persecuted me. They're gonna persecute you. So in the ancient times, they did persecute the prophets, man. But it's gonna be a lot of us that the most High say is gonna lift up a standard, man. So that's not gonna be no more. You know, of course, you're gonna have some that still get martyred. All right, but I believe through the Spirit that a lot of brothers, the Most High is gonna lift up a standard, because you have those 11th hour Israelites, man, in which they're like Thomas, man. That's why Thomas was written, because he like the Lord said, Thomas, you have to see me to believe me. I meant to believe, you know. But blessed are those who didn't see but yet believe, man. You know, this is Acts 7:52. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted, and they have slain them which shew before of the coming of the just one, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. So when you read in Acts the 7th chapter, Stephen, he was in the spirit, man. Stephen was in the spirit, and the spirit, like the scriptures say, the words are sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing even asunder the soul and spirit. So when we go out there and speak these words, we hate it, man. People want to kill us for these words. They want to kill us so they could stop our mouths, man. Okay? But the Most High is going to lift up a standard with that. All right? So with that, I'm going to go back to Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. You know, so I believe that, man. I believe that if you know, you brothers out there, if you believe, or we believe rather, that when Esau come down on us, you know what I'm saying, you could have a band of troops around your whole house, you trapped, man. But it can make it seem like you're not there, man. You know, if you believe, you know, you could just believe in that quick second, man. You know that, like say you could believe that you can make yourself invisible, man. Or like the dream I had, you can kind of, you know, how the angels put a veil over all of their eyes, man. Okay? The angels is always watching over us, man. Okay? So it says to verse 20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression to Jacob, saith the Lord. So that's the point, man. If we continue with the Lord, all right, the Lord is going to have our back. You know? And then that's when we'll remain safe, man. You know? That's why the Lord he was speaking to the elect in Isaiah 26:20. When he said, come, you know, he said, just get it. He was speaking to the elect when he said this, man. Because only the elect is going to get saved, man. Okay? The Most High got us, man. Isaiah 26:20, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers. Now his people at this point in time is the elect of Israel. Those who he prayed for when he said in John 17:9. He said, I pray not for them, but I pray for them. I pray not for the world. Meaning I pray for the elect, not for the whole world of Israel. And shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as if it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. So the Most High is telling us to hide ourselves in these scriptures, man. You know? Well, no, Salaki. This scripture is Salaki. He said, hide thyself, because this talking about him taking us up into the chariots while those nukes hit this place, man. And all the places where Israel, or the elect of Israel, made the well. Okay? It says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquities. All right? But, you know what I'm saying, if we getting right, if we're getting right, you know, hoping that the Lord will have mercy upon us, all right? The Most High, you know, like it says in 1 Corinthians 11:32, he punishes us now, man. So the Most High is punishing us now for our iniquity, so that we be not punished with the world, you know? So it says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquities. The earth, also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. You know? So the Most High got us, man. The Most High has us. And as long as we stick with the Most High. Okay, this is let's see. Isaiah 40. Isaiah 40 and 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, and they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. You know, like when I read this, I think about the book of Eli, man. They thought he was a god. You know, when they were all shooting at him, and it looked like it pierced him, man. But it didn't. You know, they thought he was a god, man. And I believe in the movie he couldn't, I believe he was blind. So how was he able to, you know what I'm saying, not get touched, be able to fight off all these guys, you know, always be in perils of danger, like Apostle Paul. He was always in perils of danger, but the Lord got him out of all of that, man. You know? So that's what the times we coming into, man. Okay? It's going to become, the Lord said in the last days, it's going to be perilous times, man. Meaning dangerous times. You know, you think it's dangerous now. Imagine the time of Jacob's trouble, man. The time of Jacob's trouble going into Daniel's 12th, man. Daniel's the 12th chapter. You know, so we remain with the Lord, you know. Like the Lord said, you know, or like Apostle Paul said to the guy who broke them out of prison, man. I meant, no. In Acts 16 chapter, when they broke out of prison, and you know, the angel had the great earthquake happening, and they broke out of prison, and then the guard was gonna kill himself because he thought all the prisoners were gonna come after him, man, gonna come and kill him, and he said, let's get it. Paul had to stop him. You know, it's going to show you that he was a Jake. All right, so this is Acts 16, and because at this point, Paul, you know, through the Spirit, Paul and Silas, I'm going to just read it, Acts 16 and 25. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, spiritual powers. And immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loose. And the keeper of the prison, awaking out of his sleep, and seeing the prisoners' doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light, and sprang in, and called trembling, and fell down before Paul and Silas, and brought them out, and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? You know, and that's considered also 11th hour Israelite, man. He seen that power, so he yet believed. You know, so the Most High, because he you know, the Most High has those men. You know, so how would they believe, you know what I'm saying, without that power, man? Without the men who's been laboring with the Lord. All right, and that's why it's called the book of Acts, man, because these are the acts of the apostles through Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And they said, Believe on the Lord Yahweh Shai, and thou shalt be saved in thy house. You know? So we're going to have strength. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have strength in that day to be good, man. We're going to have strength to be good. You know? And we're going to have spiritual powers, man. You know? We're going to have spiritual powers. And basically, it's according to your faith, man. It's basically according to your faith, like Yahweh Shah said. If you have faith, like right now we're supposed to have faith. That's how we move in mountains, man. Basically meaning move governments, you know? So, you know, just without further ado, man, hey, the spiritual powers is coming, man. We getting into the 11th hour and the last hour, all right? We still got to, you know, you're still going to have to have faith to keep it pushing, you know? hey, you still gotta have faith not to take that chip, man. You know. Hey, so with that, I hope your Akim was edified. Shalom.